Good evening, guys. My name is Andar, and welcome to another edition of Kenshi. This is Kenshi Part 3, and without further ado, let's get to it. So, we had arrived with our small band of about five party members to hunt for individual critters in the Wayne. And what we ended up with was smack in the middle of a war between the Hive and the Beak things. And the Beak things is basically the name of those big ass critters that you just saw on the screen right now. And when we walked in here, there was a whole band of them. You can actually see them right here. There's an entire band of these guys just piling up, and eating stuff, and they're all over the map. Now, we didn't come here expecting a war, but this is basically what we got. But like 6 or 7 of them, on screen in a group, and then you got another 2 walking around, and another one. It's almost like a Beak Thing clan parade, and they were just killing everything, right from the gorillas to the Hive soldiers. They're like, it was a massacre. We managed to get in safely, and you can see that Buta and Rani the Giant are down. They're down because we were trying to kill like one big thing, and then the second one came, and the third one came, and the Hive soldiers helped us out, but as is pretty obvious by the condition on screen, it was pretty bad. Yeah. So that's pretty much where it was hanging, and you can see all the dead bodies. We rescued about 2 Hive soldiers, as you can see them lying on the ground, and well, 3. There's another one to the right side. 3. The one guy got up. Yeah. So you got these 2 guys on the ground. We saved them, the drones, and unfortunately there was no relationship boost. Even for doing that, we applied medication. We even splint their injuries at the cost of valuable splint equipment, and well, it didn't mean anything. I mean, the hive didn't like us any better. It's not even like 1 relationship boost. On the plus side, we got a lot of skins and we got a lot of meat. So this is probably why in future episodes you'll see us coming and setting up shop in the Wayne, because honestly, I think the Wayne is probably, at least near the starting area, one of the best places to set up, because you get an almost endless supply of meats and skin, so long as you have the skill and the foresight to protect your party members and assault some Beak things every now and then. So that's about the one thing that happened so far. And we came for an adventure. We certainly got an adventure, I must say. So right now there are basically 2 parties. One is the Scotch Mars party, which consists of all of our bright and outdoorsy characters, and then the Deep Miners who are back at home in Swin. Hopefully holding down the fort and maybe doing something good for the clan. Now we are still looking to be aggressive and kill a couple of big things. What we don't want to do is fight about 6 of them at the same time. I mean, that's really not the point in and of itself. We're not here to fight the Hive's war. The Hive can fight its own war. Whoa, was that a severed limb on the ground? Yeah, so the Hive lost a lot of limbs as well, but look at these guys. Who wouldn't lose limbs to them? Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then look at the dead gorillas. And the gorillas are admittedly faster in attacking and slightly beefier than the big things, but the big things just swarm everybody. And they're really good at aiming for your limbs as well. So you can notice the dead bodies. There's one on the left side. I don't know if you guys can see it at the edge of the screen. So all of them are dead. Yeah, not a good thing. Well, Buddha should be up. No, he's still down. Yeah, he's got stomach problems. Once his stomach reaches 0 points, he should be getting up. So that's one of the issues with injuries. You really don't have a rapid way of healing it unless you put them in the bed, but even then it's not all that fast. Injuries take time to heal. That's a very valuable public service that Kenshi does. It teaches you there is no fast way to heal an injury. That's important to remember, guys. Be very, very careful. Okay. So we're gonna go and try something. We do have stuff to dispose of, and getting to the trader in one piece before somebody kills you is also a challenge. We are in the factory, and now we have run with our primary characters to the trader. One of the other things in the whale is there's a continuous income that comes up because you can sell off leather skins. Now, you would notice, now this is the swamp. This is probably a place where we're going to be exploring in the videos to come, but primarily I want to set up a base in the Wayne. I think that's the future as far as we're concerned. Yeah, we can. I'm not in the stealing business, honestly. It's nice to see stuff, but I'm not so much for stealing with my characters. It's supposed to be a noble house. We'll see how that goes. Now you'll notice how much money you actually get for selling all this stuff. There's a lot of money to be had. You guys can actually keep tabs on how our currency is so useful here. We pick up so much stuff, it's incredible. And all of this we need back in Squin, but we also came here primarily to build up food. It was kind of a raid for food that turned into, you know, picking the scraps of all the dead things on the battlefield, which was incredible in and of itself. That the adventure that we came for turned out to be a side trip to the Walmart of battlefields. Grand fish are okay, but the nutritional value is quite small. I think that is a bit of a... I don't know, it seems like a bit of a mistake that dried fish have more nutritional value than the grand fish. I imagine the grand fish should at least come close pre-cooking. I don't like the hive clothes. I think I've said this before. Hive, armor, and helmets, they seem to be a bit roughshod. Human equipment seems to be better. Shek equipment, human equipment. I really like the samurai armor that you get with the Shek. The high-grade ones are fantastic. But the recipes are so very expensive. I imagine you also need iron plates and stuff. Armor plating to craft those items. Shopping is really a question of, you know, buying all the stuff you need in bulk, selling the stuff you don't need, and somehow juggling the inventory while you're at it to make sure you get home in one piece without being unencumbered on the way. Fabric is something that I pick up from time to time too, because you can use fabric and leather to craft some leather armor that sells for a decent amount of money, and that saves you trips to the copper ore. Unless you have a base of your own, that's a different story. Right, I think we are all set. We got quite a bit of stuff from the trader. And we should be getting back to... Oh my god. Okay, here we go. The war continues. Two of them are going crazy. I read somewhere that they're actually attracted to the corpses. So the more corpses you leave around... Now, I say leave around, but it's not like we're going to be the janitors of the landscape. But if you have a base and you have a lot of corpses lying around, the animals are gonna come in increasing numbers to attack you. So there is forum advice saying you get rid of the bodies, you put them in the furnace and burn them. Personally speaking, I'm gonna say it really depends on how well you set up your defenses. If you have done a good job with your defenses, you should be able to hold out pretty much indefinitely, even if you raise, you know, a pile of Persian corpses with your 300 Spartans, so it should be okay. Oh, I think we're gonna have a problem here. Yeah, no. Okay, we should be okay. I hope I don't do something stupid. Spoke too soon. Yeah, I found that the crossbow is amazing in this game. If you, yeah, this is something I talked about in a previous, I think in part 2, we spoke about creating a legion with guys who use the bow and then guys who use the swords to guard them. I was genuinely thinking about that as a way to go, way to fight going forward, because let me tell you that the crossbow bolts do enormous damage. Enormous damage. It's like you just hit them for like 98 points, 114 points, 130 points, and that's with relatively low skill. Now that is something, I would say. Although us venturing out into with so many injuries is not necessarily a good thing. I should quit while I'm ahead and just go in and rest. I'm not sure what we're going to do next. It's a choice, really. Do we go after the one Beak thing that's being fought on the other side, on the left side, or do we go back in and join the others? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting decision, but since I'm adventurous, why not bring everybody? Okay, let's bring Seitara and Doctrep and try to nail this Beak thing with 2 crossbows. You want a tank, of course. You want a tank to keep the enemy off balance. The problem is if you have to deal with 3 or 4 Beak things together, or even Hound Dogs, I'm pretty sure without a Legion at your beck and call, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be tough, tough, tough. And also to train crossbows in this game, you don't have a lot of the dummies that you need to achieve that. I am using a dexterity mod dummy, which I don't have right now. I am using a martial arts, martial defense or melee defense mod, melee attack mod, training mods, and dexterity and strength training mods. Of course, none of them are imbalanced. The mod creators have done a fantastic job. With the strength weight bench mod, you can train your strength up to 50, 59? Yeah. That doesn't really make much of a difference except in terms of carrying capacity and how much your heavy weapon encumbers you. Dexterity is balanced at about 30, 29. You can't go about that without actually fighting. Oh, God. No, 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 no. Don't lead him into the... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, he's in. Shit. Yeah. You would imagine that thing would have all the trouble in the world coming through that little hole, but this game is funny in the simple sense that sometimes the monsters get through places they're not supposed to get through. They do. They just do. They just squeeze right in. I think we should be able to handle this. It should not... I don't think this should be as much of a problem as we believe it may be. We should be able to handle it. Now, I want to take crossbow shots, but we gotta be careful about range, and I don't want to hit the Shek as well. Look at the damage. Even a single shot does a pretty big amount of damage, so that's cool. Now, the Shek are tanking it. Now, this is why I said we need melee fighters on the front line who are going to keep the monster's attention fixed on them while our ranged specialists do their damage. The problem is also friendly fire. This game has friendly fire, which means there have been many times I've actually shot my own characters in the back using crossbow bolts for 80 damage each. As you can surmise, it didn't go very well for those characters' future. Yeah, I think I'll have to summon help. The problem is Kang is on Buta. No, Kang is carrying Buta, so that's gonna be a problem. Rain, Ruka, and Oron should be able to do the trick. Now, Seitara is blocking and attacking. He's doing a good job. If he can hold out. Now, I really hope Doc doesn't shoot. No. He's going martial arts mode. Now, the problem with martial arts, based on what I've read, is without a very high level in martial arts, it's very difficult for a martial artist to do much. It could also be because Dr. Ep's stats, the dexterity stat, is quite low, so it could be a combination of all of that. Yeah, we managed to survive. I know I've said this before, but I must say again, being in the Wayne is an amazing thing. In simple terms, that you get a lot of leather, you get a lot of food. So as long as you're careful to manage your family properly, you should be able to feed them, clothe them, and keep them well supplied with the daily necessities and skill development amenities without too much trouble. You can sell the leather even if you're not really into crafting, although God knows why you wouldn't be, it is pretty good money. And having a legendary armor crafter in the house is always beneficial. Always. Okay, so we're gonna go loot everything. I just really hope we don't attract more attention. There's a lot of food here. The food is primarily the reason why I set out on this expedition. It was all about getting food for the Andars, making sure that we have enough meat in the storage so that we can feed an ever-increasing family. Although I have to say, I'm not very happy about staying in the same place. You know, Squib is a beautiful city. I do like it, but honestly, I want more. I have to say, I love my own base. I love a base of like 150 people, completely loyal to me, although I can imagine the food problems arising therefrom. Oh god, even more. I have to admire the tenacity of the Hive, you know. They send their drones out, and they take a beating. I imagine it's true in all the Hive villages across the land. They take a serious beating, these guys. I really want to attend a Hive bar and see what they talk about, if such a bar exists. It's not in this town. This Eastern Hive or Western Hive? Western Hive, okay. The first Western Hive town has like a bar, a robotics shop, and no bar. A robotics shop, a factory, and a trader. That's it. So there's no bar, no recruitable characters here, although I read that you can get recruitable Hive characters elsewhere in other towns. I'll probably be exploring more to the south because that's where the tech hunters are, and I do like the tech hunters per se because they're like independent and they're really advanced in terms of technology. So that's something that we want to be very particular about because I just want to, excuse me guys, I just want to basically keep moving forward. I don't want to get caught up in some bureaucracy and, you know, religious fanaticism or something like that. It's got to be technocratic. Let's be technocratically religious. Let's be technocratically focused. Let's be technocratically fanatical. Somebody sold something over there. That's cool. I just saw 269 cats or something. That's weird. Okay, so this is basically what the journey is. We're like, you know, we're like looting all the dead bodies, finding some lone Beak things that we can actually attack. But overall, it really is a waiting game where we are gathering loot, getting ready, trying to fill up all the inventories and of all the characters with leather and meat. Once we're done, then we go back home. That's pretty much the plan, considering we were ambushed on the way in. I have to say this game is supremely addictive. I do like what it shows. I do like what it offers. It's pretty fantastic. And yeah, it has me hooked. Yes, I have to say. Yeah, Ronnie needs to fill up his inventory. Yep, done. Let's get back. I think that's everybody. I think we have a full load right now. Where are you taking my goat? Wait, 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 wait. Hey, 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 hey. Wait, where are you going with my boat, man? My goat. That's my goat. Oh, okay. They don't want the body lying in their property, so they just took him and dumped him outside. Poor Buddha. Well, he's gonna get up anyway. His stomach is almost done, so done healing. So he should be up momentarily. Still, that was just a little cold. It's like, yeah, pick up and I don't like you. Out you go. Look at all the severed limbs. It's just everybody's lost a lot of limbs. Honestly, I wonder if this game has an undead race, like where you get your head cut off and people are like, yeah, it's okay. I'm good. Just attach a prosthetic and I'm good to go. Yep, Buddha's back. He does seem to be a little fat though. But as long as he's doing well, I'm good. I have yet to see a bed on which animals can actually rest. So that's going to be something interesting to see. In fact, let me just... Yeah, well, we'll do that later. Alright guys, I think it's time to go home. Wait, where are you guys? Yeah, alright. Everybody's ready, it's time to go home. I really hope we're not gonna get hammered on the way. The problem here is that they are all slightly encumbered, I'm pretty sure, because they have full inventories, leather skin, meat, they got everything. They got everything. Now, the one thing about setting up base in the Wayne is also that it's always raining, and it's not like acid rain yet. So because it's not acid rain, we should have an easier time growing food here, as opposed to having to do take care of water and stuff in other biomes. So the constant rainfall does recommend the Wayne as well for a base setup. Oh, we got dust bandits, right? Oh man, should we take them? Damn. Yeah, these guys are damaged. I think we should take them. Right? What do you guys think? I think we need to take these guys. Yeah, I say we should take them. It shouldn't be a problem. We'll have to drop the backpacks though. Well, they're certainly separated enough. Are we gonna run? Oh, come on. We need to take them. We should take them. Yeah, our people are good. I mean, they're in good condition. It should be okay. Don't see any problem. Yep, let's save, right? Let's save. Just better safe than sorry. So we'll have to drop the bags. Yeah, let's undo passive, undo jobs, undo ranged, and we will have to drop the bags. There's no way that we can have backpacks while we are fighting the bandits, because the 10-point score penalty is pretty incredible with the large bags. Yeah, my suggestion would be to drop the bags. I guess we forgot to do it, like... Yeah, we're gonna fight with the bags on. Oh boy. You can actually see our people have improved significantly in their fighting scores. Lots of training does do that for you. Now, we should be okay killing this guy. Yep. Now, the other 4 or 5 are a different matter. Now, it seems like these guys are ranged users, so they may not be proficient with the melee weapon. Maybe, I do hope so. I hope that's the case. Yeah, looks like it. They're not very good with melee weapons. Yep, we win. One thing to be careful about, I'm a little bit sleepy here because I didn't sleep much last night, so that's pretty much why I'm yawning. One thing to be careful here is when you're looting everybody, just pick up high-grade loot, like standard high-grade. Don't pick up the shoddy loot unless it's worth over 500 pieces in gold. It's just a waste of inventory space. You can make money quite easily as you progress in this game. We should just right-click and learn it. Oh, but we are trading. I mean, looting right now, so it's gonna take a while. But I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, I do think we're gonna be okay. I'm pretty much really careful these days when it comes to looting. I try to loot just the standard grade or higher items. I try to stay away from... yeah, sorry guys. I try to stay away from the shoddy loot. For the simple reason, it doesn't fetch a lot of money, takes up valuable inventory space. It's one of the issues though. Here we go guys, home sweet home, almost. We are almost there. Yeah, I love Squin. As a decent second starting city, it is quite amazing. Like, once you come here from the ruins, it's always a pleasure to just be back home in civilization. And granted, I think even of the Shek territories, I went to Amag also. Not sure it was. I don't think it was in this video, but the other day I did go to Amag. This Squin is probably the most lively Shek city in the game, as far as I have seen. I don't know about the other cities, but this place certainly seems to have more people. Now, this is our base. It's been set up. It's an L house inside Squin. You guys can see all the furniture and everything. It has all the amenities that we need as a small clan. Now, I assume that when we build Research Bench 3 and all the other benches which are required, the story is going to be pretty different. But for now, this house serves as our go-to base of operations, and it has 2 floors. You can see the staircase on the left side. Yep, there go Fighter Rook and Running the Giant to train, so they'll stay up there. These guys do consume a lot of food, though. There's like a whole ton of food that they just eat up, eat up, eat up, eat up. Sometimes you just end up wondering what the hell are you guys doing to even earn this food, but they just eat and eat and eat. I did read that the higher the nutritional value, the longer the time before the characters demand more food. But getting really high grade food this early on in the game is tough. And if you have a lot of members without a solid source of food, it can be a problem. That's why we led the expedition to Wayne to make sure that we have enough to do the job. We're also trying to cook some meat, dried meat, and cook some bread, bake some bread, different things in order to make sure that we are well stocked with the food that we require. I love the ceiling fans. They're strictly utilitarian, but it is a nice touch. Yeah. Part of the cyberpunk apocalypse is we haven't lost the conveniences that make our life much easier to tolerate. For example, the ceiling fan or the air conditioner that makes the environment much cooler. That's something that we can't. You know, it's difficult to live without it. I know. I live in a country at 40 degrees Celsius of heat. It's in South India, and if I didn't have the fan right now that's turned on, I would be sweating bullets. And when the electricity is not there, the AC doesn't work, the fan works on backup. It's just necessary. So here too in our house, the L house, we have ceiling fans for our characters so that they can be comfortable. Of course, it's not a game mechanic yet. It could be in the future, but not yet. We're also making grog. So that's basically the grog still that Mover V is working at. He's a new addition to the family. His job is primarily logistics. He does it pretty well too. But the grog making is a pain. I mean, literally the amount of grog the amount of crop that you need to even make a small bit of progress in distilling the product it's a lot. I mean, it's not something that you can just keep purchasing and doing. You can, but it just gets really frustrating and hard. And that's how much we brought back. We brought back like 43 raw meat, and that is incredible, let me tell you, that we were able to do that. That is fabulous. It's fabulous. There is a lot of technology research to do as well, which is why we buy the scientific books. You put them in your research bench, and the doctor goes and gets to work, and he researches different topics that you can then use the results of to improve your lot in life. Now, I say doc because our scientist is doctorate. You can assign whoever you want to do it. It's not class specific. By the way, when I say doctorate, I don't mean that there is a class in game called the Doctor. It's just the name that I gave. Yep, so that's about it, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this particular episode of Nine with Andar. I'm sorry, this particular episode from Razorlight Entertainment. It has been an absolute pleasure to bring you guys Kenshi. Part 4, this is part 3. So part 4 and part 5 of the series will also be airing up. And just to let you guys know, some of the parts will be up on our Patreon page, which is patreon.com, patreon.com/RLE Games, much like our Facebook page and YouTube page links. Please do subscribe there. The help that you give us to bring you these videos is truly appreciated. You guys can subscribe anywhere from $1 to anything you want. Anything that you give us is great help. This is a work of passion for us. We enjoy bringing it to you, and we hope you will subscribe. Do visit our YouTube page, subscribe to our videos, like our Facebook page, join us on Patreon for exclusive videos as well. My name is Andar from Razorlight Entertainment, and thank you so much for supporting us. We appreciate your presence and patronage, and I will see you guys next time. God bless you all. Out. Whee! For video games.